What's up, college football fans and Mean Green fans? Snowy Valenta here once again with the Mean Green Show. Today, joined by University of Louisiana Monroe transfer QB Chandler Rodgers, and we're going to dive into Rodgers' recruitment via the portal and all things pertaining to that. But before we get into all of that, guys, you already know the drill. If you're a fan of college football or G5 football, consider hitting that like and subscribe button because that is truly all that we talk about. All right, Chandler. Well, thank you for jumping on with me. I know this is right before the Cowboys game as we're filming this, which you don't care about because you shared with me that you're a Green Bay Packers fan. So we won't even talk about the NFL too much. But hey, I really appreciate your time. I know you guys, probably been going 1,000 miles per hour, especially you portal guys. But how are you warming up? Are you moved in? Are you settled in Denton yet?
Yes, I've been here for a week now. It's been a really easy transition, just being an hour away from home. Um, just being around people that I know, I played
Yeah.
with, played against, from high school to even junior college, and even while I was at Southern Miss and ULM as well, just with other transfers and just getting to talk to people, connecting and seeing the people that we know in common. It's been great so far.
Yeah. So some people may not know, but coming out of Lake Ridge High School, right?
Mhm.
You came out in 2019.
Yes.
So 2019, you spent a season at Southern Miss, transferred to Blinn, and then from Blinn went to ULM. But just real quick, I wanted to ask you your time at Blinn, the junior college world. How did that really maybe shape your football career and maybe just your view on life? Just kind of the things that you kind of went through at the junior college level.
Um, Junior college definitely taught me that if it's something I want, I have to go get it. Just always working hard, doing extra to separate myself because not only am I competing against other junior college quarterbacks, I was competing against high school quarterbacks as well. Because just trying to get back to the Division 1 level, is definitely, I mean, high risk, high reward. That's something I talked about with those who I know who went to junior college. They say, there's a chance that you get picked up, there's a chance you don't, and then you'll be forgotten forever. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people go into junior college and there's obviously the Cam Newton stories that went to Blinn, but there's about 1,000 other stories that don't pan out that way. Those guys end up having podcasts or something a little bit less
Yeah.
glamorous. But anyway, so at ULM last year, you seem to really find your stride. You passed for over 2,400 yards, 15 touchdowns with a really impressive completion percentage at 67.7 percent completion. And really, in your opinion, what do you feel like brought your game to that level last season?
The difference between last season and the 2021 season was just being able to go through a true off season, just from weight training, conditioning, going through installs for spring, going through spring practice, having a full summer to go through everything, going through fall camp, just having a true understanding of what this play call is and what we're looking for, how to attack the defense. That's something I wasn't able to do in 2021 because of the spring COVID year. Junior college, we played the spring of 21. So while everybody else in Division 1 is going through spring practice and learning, I was playing in junior college. So I didn't get to ULM until July. A month before fall camp. So I had a month to learn, and it was definitely a struggle. Just the way we played, high tempo, a lot of zone reads, just second level RPOs, sometimes third level RPOs, just the different things. It was just much more complex in junior college, but after a while, I felt comfortable. Just I definitely feel like having an off season was definitely different this past season.
So, how did your recruitment go when you entered the portal from ULM? And if you want to shed any light, what led you to jump in the portal?
Um, just my 2 years at ULM, they've been great. Very fortunate with the opportunity they gave me. It just came down to really this past year of the training staff. We didn't have a head trainer the entire season, and we had three student DAs who were there. Look at other staffs; they have like 10 people. Then they have student assistants. So just majority of the days it would just be one trainer there that would have to do all the taping, do all the treatment. And the other thing was the nutrition part. If you live on campus, you're able to eat inside the cafeteria. There's only one cafeteria on campus, so you eat where the students is, not like it's a student athlete type thing or anything like that. But if you live off campus, I was an off campus guy, you're not provided a meal plan. So that, I mean, from the stipend check, it was $1,000, and that only enough to cover rent and
Hmm.
bills. So everything else you're on your own. So it's just being able to perform at a high level is really hard to do from a nutrition standpoint, and also keeping my body healthy. Just I believe in prehab, just doing things to prevent injuries. So just really getting the training room, working with those guys, and it was really hard to do to perform at a high level.
So, how many schools reached out to you once you hit the portal, and ultimately, what led you to select North Texas as your next spot?
Um, when as soon as I hit the portal, I mean the entire Sun Belt Conference offered me. They respected my game. I mean, pretty much all of them was like, we don't want to play you again. We'd rather have you and play you as our guy. I also had some Power Five schools such as Cal, Indiana, Northwestern. I talked to Baylor. Um, I talked to a plethora of schools around the country, like Liberty, for instance. I mean, really great institutions, great programs. Um, just North Texas, from the standpoint of going to the American Conference, is a really great conference. It's very well respected. I mean, there's been first round draft picks out of this conference. Um, the Power Five schools except Baylor, they were far. So my parents come to every game. So for them to be able to afford and get to I mean, home games and away games, it'll be a lot on them. So I wanted to make sure that they were taken care of. Just they didn't have to pay those expenses. Because I mean, there were some trips that we had with ULM where it would be 7, 8 hours, and they'll have to spend like $2,000 for travel, hotels, rental car, everything like that. So that definitely lingered in my mind. It's very fortunate in North Texas is right down the road, so that's a day trip. Um, and just the situation with Coach Morris. We have a previous relationship that goes back to high school when he was at Incarnate Word, and I mean he believed in me then, and he got the job here. He believed in me now, so it felt right. And I mean I took other visits elsewhere. I enjoyed them, but it was just some things just didn't fit what I was looking for, and just North Texas checked all my boxes, so I went with North Texas.
Is there a pro player that you feel like you model your game after?
Yes, I feel that I model myself with a mixture of Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, because I feel they're definitely dual threats, but they're very much pass first. Um, for just highlights and elusiveness, definitely Lamar Jackson. I mean, the things he's able to do. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for how well he is as a passer. Because I mean, he can make any throw from anywhere. And I understand, majority of his highlights come from run plays, but if you just sit there and watch him throw, he really makes a lot of impressive throws. So just taking bits and pieces of, Russell Wilson game, throwing a run, Kyler Murray being elusive in the pocket, getting out, and then Lamar Jackson in the run game. Just taking bits and pieces and putting it in mind to make who I am in Chandler Rodgers.
All right, last question before we get you out of here. So, what is your major, and what do you plan on doing whenever football ends?
Okay. Right now I'm in graduate school. I'm part of the RESM program, the sports management graduate program. Um, with this, I'm able to work front office jobs for any type of sports team. Able to plan sporting events. I'll be able to build arenas, stadiums, things like that. Just anything in the sports profession that would be a front office job. I'm able to do that. Another thing I want to do is get into franchising. Um, I have some plans written for a nonprofit organization, and just the big thing is franchising because there's just a lot of money to be made there. Um, it's something I feel that is easy, but it is very time consuming because you are running that business. So just making sure I get everything done in that aspect is just meeting the people I need to meet, building those relationships and networking. I feel like I'll be fine.
Well, it obviously sounds like you are a long-term thinker, which is good. But all right, Chandler. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time and the insight, and best of luck with the rest of this offseason and as you guys head into spring football. And go Mean Green.
Yes, sir. Thank you.